Andy Aledort, and welcome to the Ultimate Guide to Slide Guitar. In this DVD, I'll be showing you a whole wide variety of slide guitar techniques, different type of slides that you can use, which finger to use them on, different fingers, and the essential techniques that you need with both the fret hand and the pick hand for producing a good slide sound. We're going to be looking at a lot of different tunings. One of the common things about playing slide guitar is to use, along with standard tuning, as some slide guitar players like to do, is to use open tunings. So the open tunings we're going to cover are open E, and then its counterpart, open D. Likewise, open A, and open A's counterpart is open G. And then from there, we're going to do a whole variety of standard slide licks. And we're going to look at the slide styles of some of the greatest slide guitar players ever, and that includes the progenitors like Robert Nighthawk and Son House and Earl Hooker. And then we're going to get into the modern rock masters like Duane Allman and Johnny Winter, Bonnie Raitt, Jeff Beck, and the playing of current slide greats, Derek Trucks and Warren Haynes. So here we go. All right, the next thing to talk about is what finger to wear the slide on. The fingers that are used most often to wear the slide on would be the pinky, the ring finger, or the middle finger. Definitely not the index finger. Robert Johnson, one of the Delta Blues pioneers of slide guitar, he wore the slide on his pinky and usually wore a metal slide. And a lot of slide players who use the pinky use a metal slide. Another one that comes to mind is Johnny Winter. And the great thing about wearing the slide on the pinky is it leaves these other three fingers available for fretting. So it's great to kind of have it out of the way. As I say, another good finger to use is the ring finger. And here I have the glass Christening bottle slide. And Duane Allman was known for wearing it on the ring finger, as does Derek Trucks and Warren Haynes. Son House, the Delta Blues musician, he wore a metal slide on his ring finger. And ring finger is a great finger for wearing the slide. You can grab a hold with the pinky and the middle finger to stabilize the slide, or just one of those fingers if you want to. And there's something about that finger, there's a good reason why Duane Allman, Derek Trucks, Warren Haynes all like that finger. You get a great feel with that finger. The middle finger is a little less common, but some really great slide players use the middle finger, and that would be Dickie Betts. Dickie Betts uses an 11/16 socket from a Craftsman ratchet set, which is something similar to what you could use to remove spark plugs. Another guy that used that type of slide was Lowell George with Little Feet. So Dickie likes the middle finger, as does Ronnie Wood from the Rolling Stones and Bonnie Raitt. And in a way, similar to the pinky, the middle finger is great because you have these fingers available for fretting chords and stuff like that. Whereas with the ring finger, it kind of gets in the way for the fretting. But each of these fingers that you would use has its own distinct advantages. Now, another very important thing to decide on when you're playing slide is the string gauge and the height of the strings. Typically, you want to raise your action up a little bit more than normal, especially if you're used to using a low action, because if your action's too low when you play slide, the slide's going to bang into the frets. Derek Trucks is a guitar player who has developed such a sophisticated touch that he can have action that's very, very low and still play slide brilliantly and never bang into the frets and make unwanted noises using a low action. Many guitar players raise their action up a little bit, get a little more lift on the strings. On this type of guitar, it's very easy to do that just by raising the entire bridge right here like this. And then another thing is the string gauge. most rock guitar players on an electric guitar will use 10s, and some guys use lighter strings than that. For playing slide, you probably wouldn't want to go lighter than a 10, because that's still relatively light, and the string is going to get depressed more easily. The heavier the string, the more stable it is, and then the more you can lean into the string with both hands. You could lean into it with the slide harder and pick harder with the right hand, and the string will stay there and it won't move. So as you experiment with playing slide and develop your technique, you're going to have to determine for yourself what works the best for you. Many guitar players, when they're first playing slide, first learning to do it, a good thing to do is to raise the action up to make it a little bit easier, and then as your technique becomes more developed, you can lower that action down. The advantage of having a lower action, an action that's similar to normal playing, is then you can very easily switch back and forth from playing slide to fretting normally using the same guitar as somebody like Warren Haynes does, and the action that you have and the type of string gauges that you use will accommodate both techniques.